What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. It is already October 15th, 2022, and it looks like Nvidia is changing their plans on an upcoming graphics card. I have my own theory. We'll talk about that here in a minute, but let's jump right into the article. So, there it is. Right there. Okay. Nvidia cancels the cheapest new PC graphics card, leaving only the expensive, huge ones. So the 12 gigabyte RTX 4080 was planned to launch next month for $900 or under $900. So that's no longer the plan. I like how they say the cheapest new, like under $900. Maybe, yeah, I guess technically it is the cheapest, but there ain't nothing cheap about that. If you were planning to buy one of the new 40 series NVIDIA GPUs this year, you might need to save up even more money than planned. That's because the GPU manufacturer has confirmed its plans to unlaunch the previously planned and cheaper 12 gigabyte RTX 4080 model. Instead, now only the more expensive and faster RTX 16 gigabyte 4080s will launch next month. A few weeks ago, following many rumors and much speculation, Nvidia finally announced its next series of high-end PC graphics cards. The plan then was to launch two different flavors of the RTX 4080 GPU in November. The 16 gig for $1199, so $1,200, and a 12 gig for $899. It also announced a $1,600 4090 during the same event. These prices went over about as well as you might expect, with many claiming they were too expensive. And now the cheapest of these new pricey cards isn't even launching next month. Well, let's just pause it right here, ladies and gentlemen. If you notice, so the 4080 16 gig and the 4080 12 gig, there's a $300 price difference between those, and 4 gigabytes of VRAM does not justify multiple hundreds of dollars. That's because if you go back and look at the planned specs, the 12 gig 4080 had significantly less core count than the 16 gig 480. So a 480 wasn't the same as a 480. They weren't all being created the same. Realistically, the 12 gig 480 needed to be called a 470. And a lot of people, me included, think that Nvidia is going to be launching the 12 gig 480 under the 470 like line. That it just makes sense. They might stay at the same price point, $899, but they were kind of stepping on their toes, naming two different, like obviously different cards, basically the same name with just a different memory as the only differential on like a box, because nobody's gonna look at the CUDA core count or anything like that when they're shopping. They're just gonna be like, oh, this one's got 16 gigs. Oh, this one's got 12 gigs. Oh, I can save 400 or 300 plus dollars with only 4 gigs less. Yeah, I'm gonna get that one. And then come to find out they buy a significantly slower card, basically a different class of card. So yeah. Jumping back into the article, as announced today by Nvidia, the company is unlaunching the 12 gigabyte 4080. It claims this is because while the card is fantastic, it's too confusing to have two different GPUs, just like I was talking about. Yeah. So in the past, they've actually done this on 1060s. So there was a GTX 1060 6 gig, that was the original one, and then there was a GTX 1060 3 gig. The 3 gig did have less CUDA cores, but it wasn't significant. I think it was like 5%, give or take. The difference on the 4080 was huge. So, many suggested that the clearly lower specs of the 12 gig were more akin to a theoretical 4070 or 4079 card. I don't know. There's never been like a 79 series, so I don't know where they're getting that. Quote, so we're pressing the unlaunch button on the 4080 12 gig, said Nvidia, a short statement by the company's official website, end quote. It looks like it still is on track for November 16th. So if you're looking to get one of these, which I have no idea why you would be buying one, you could still get one in basically or right at a month from today. So yeah, gosh, $1,000 for a mid-tier card. So the 4070 looks like it's going to be $899. That probably puts a 4060 at around $699, $700. and a 4050 at $400 to $500. The the inflation on graphics cards is insane. And even with no demand, they're still demanding these prices. But anyway, to each their own. It looks like, at least on the mining side of things, nobody's buying 4090s. There's unless they want it just for some testing and stuff. Nobody's buying like rigs of these cards. And I don't think the 40 series, kind of like when the 20 series came out, they're not going to be initially bought up for mining. When the 20 series came out, that was kind of like the beginning of the previous bear market, and nobody was excited about them. They were just like, oh, they're great for gaming. It's a next generational step, but they don't make a ton more, and it just wasn't justifiable. And then when the 30 series dropped, it was killer. Um, then when the market recovered, 20 series looked really good. Actually, 10 series looked good. While we were making money, everything looked good. All the prices were right there on point. But anyway, before we get off here, let me go ahead and bring up CoinMarketCap just to reference what the market's doing today. Let's switch back. Where are we at? Right there. And it looks like, as of right now, which it is 2:49 a.m. on October 15th, Bitcoin's at $19,177. Ethereum's at $1,294. Going further down the list, we have XRP at 48 cents. Cardano at 36 cents. Litecoin, $51.45. Ethereum Classic, $23.09. Looks like they're down bad, 15% in the last 7 days. Monero, $140, only down 5%, basically 4.9% in the last 7 days. And then where's our Raven coin at? Notable mention, Raven coin for today. Raven coin. There we are. 3 cents. Ooh, she's down heavy in the last 24 hours, 4.9% down. RIP to Raven Holdings at the moment. And then what about some Flux? We'll get some Flux in there. Everybody likes some Flux. Flux actually up 17%. Holy smokes, 83 cents right now. If you got Flux, you got to be happy at the moment. What is it doing? In the last day, it was at 70 cents, and we're at 83 right now. Might be time. If you got Flux, go look at it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be sleeping on it right now. Anyway, well, hold on. Let me check one more thing. Is it actually profitable to mine right now on Flux? Sorry, hiding my screen at the moment. What to mine? And on Flux right this second, no, it is not profitable to mine on a 3060 at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, y'all have a good night. I'm going to hop off here. I'll see you on the next one. Adios.